Hi, I'm Tim Mabbott, one of your interim regional ministers for New Church. And my passion in life is to help people find their God connection. That's why I'm a part of the New Church movement, because I want to have hundreds of new churches formed across our country, and I want to see wonderful new churches started here in the greater Kansas City region. I can still remember that time years ago. It was a Maundy, Thursday service right at Hillside Christian Church here in Kansas City. And we were invited to come forward and pray and receive communion. And as I came forward and started to pray, I had a strong voice begin to speak to me. It was a voice that was calling me into ministry. I got to be honest, I really had a hard time with that. I argued with that voice, but that voice seemed to continue to persist in calling me into ministry. And finally I got to the point where I said, okay, God, let's be clear about this. You know that I don't believe that this is really happening, but you're still calling me into ministry. And the answer seemed to come back, yes, that's fine. I can live with your doubts. You'll get your doubts taken care of in the unfolding of the journey. Well, why do I tell you that story? It's because I think God is calling many of us into a ministry. I want to ask you the question, what's God calling you to do? What's God's big secret yearning in your life that needs to burst forth so that your life can have fullness? How does God want to use you? What's the ministry that God is placing before you? You see, our world is rapidly changing. Truly, the old is passing away and everything is becoming new. It's getting clearer and clearer that the church of the future is not going to be like the church that we have now, at least most of our churches. It means then that God is raising up new persons, new visions for ministry, a fresh way of being church in our changing world. Perhaps God is calling you to be have a pastorate or a ministry around 20 neighborhood friends that live right in your neighborhood. Perhaps God is calling you to minister to 20-somethings or those that are in nursing homes. Perhaps God is calling you to have an internet church. Perhaps God is calling you to meet in a bar or in a coffee shop. Who knows what is possible? Who can actually articulate all of the variety of ways that God wants people to be connected to God through the church? But here's one thing that you do know. You know that Spirit of God is calling you. You know that God is asking something more, something different, something life-giving for you, just like I knew on that Maundy, Thursday night. And when you know that, when you begin to argue with that, when you begin to feel that, here's what I want you to do. I want you to call your regional office and let us help you discern what it is that God wants to do through you. Let us help you figure out if God's calling you to start a new church.